Hi, it's me, Lauren, from Stampin' Up and Color the Kitty. Welcome to the usual Thursday edition of my Thursday Lives. Thursday Hello. Of course, I'm here. Here to do the third project for the Paper Pumpkin Kit Spooky Treats, which is going to be fun, I would say. This one's like a spider webby look, I think, to it. I think I could be wrong, but it'll be fun. Alright. Let's get on with the notes and stuff. I see my mic is working. Apparently I'm clipping a little too loud here, but okay. Whichever. Huh. Alright. We got a lot of stuff to go over because we're heading into a whole new month and I've got a whole bunch of information, things to get through. And I think we all want to get on with the night and have a good, relaxing Thursday. I would certainly like that myself too. Okay. So today is September 29th. So we have just today and tomorrow left over for anything September, as in the September bingo game. It's free to play. All you have to do if you want to play is send me your 5 numbers between 1 and 75 to be able to play. I'm most likely going to do the bingo draw probably this Sunday. To be determined which date, but I will get to it. As well, for this month of September, there's the Stampin' Club and the mini Stampin' Cruise. So the deadline for these is tomorrow night. To be eligible for any sort of draw for each or here is make a purchase of over 50 or under 50, either or, to be able to be eligible to the draws. So far, we only have one person who's part of both, and it's the same person. So at this rate, I think she's going to get a really nice prize at this rate. All right. So then this Saturday is really exciting. Is World Card Making Day. I put the word free in front of it because it's a free event hosted by Stampin' Up. I highly encourage you to check it out. There is product bundles that are available, not for very long because we're almost at the end of the month, that are being featured in the event for the projects that they're making. But they are available if you want to definitely make a purchase. But you don't have to. There is absolutely no purchase needed to do this event, but you have to register. And I found out tonight, because I'm a demo, the advantage of being a demo is I get access to information. There is going to be an announcement during World Card Making Day Stampin' Up! Event of an upcoming promotion next week of some savings based on an order over a certain amount, and that's as much as I'm going to say. If you want to know more about it, sign up for World Card Making Day by Stampin' Up. If you need to link, let me know. Okay. Meanwhile, what's also new in October is there's a new joining promotion coming up in October from the 4th to the 31st. That much I can say about that. When we get to the 4th, I'll tell you what it is. It's a really good promotion. I'm excited about it. I wish I had this when I joined. And also in conjunction to that is, if you've been aware for me during September, I've been trying to talk about joining and recruiting and even kidnapping. Our team has a challenge for September, and she's extended into the end of October to recruit new members to our team, and I would love to have you part of our team. Even if you just want to do some crafting for a little while, that's okay. I'm not saying start a business. Do whatever it is you want to do with the Join Kit. And the Join Kit is completely customizable. You pick all the items that goes in it yourself. You can pick whatever items you want. You want just stamps, ink, papers. Like, you pick your kit. It's not a preset kit by a lot of these direct sales companies has. Okay. Meanwhile, October 10th is the next deadline for Paper Pumpkin Kit. Ho, 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 ho. I'm already in a hyper mood, it seems. And I'm looking forward to this. I'm probably going to order 2 kits. So that's another thing about Paper Pumpkin is, if you're a subscriber, for example, and you get 1 kit normally, because that's what subscribers usually do, but say there's a specific theme, like the Christmas card making theme, and you want 2 kits, you don't need 2 accounts. You just log into your account and you bump it to save for that month. Instead of 1 kit, 2 kits. There we go. And then at the end of the month, once it bills through and all that fun stuff, go back in before the next billing to put it back to 1. That's all you have to do. So for me, yeah, I'm most likely going to get the 2nd kit because it's Christmas, it's card making. And to kind of tease it even further, the following kit for November is coordinated to this kit as well, to the Ho 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 kit. So October is card making, November is tags for Christmas. They both coordinate really well, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how that looks. So that's another teaser as incentives. That way, hey, you get the first, say you get 2 kits in October. The first kit's for your card making, and the second kit can really be used to top up whatever you do with the tags in the November kit. There we go. October 25th is my next free social crafting session on Zoom, 7 p.m. It's a totally free event. I host this on my own. I have no sales that comes out of this other than I just do it for fun because I think it's really a great idea for people to get together and do some crafting. It doesn't have to be Stampin' Up and all this stuff. It could be anything you want to work on. Even just hang out and talk. Last week was a good session. I was actually during it working on some card making. And what's neat about it is, in a session like that, what happened to me is I got totally zoned into what I was working on. And it helped stimulate me to make progress on a card I'm trying to design for an upcoming private party class. So that's an advantage of doing this social crafting. I just want to encourage people to do crafting because it's self-care, it's relaxing, it's really helpful for de-stressing, especially I've been under a lot of stress late this week or so, or few or whatever. It's so helpful. I highly encourage it. Alright, what's also on here is I added a special event note here. October 31st is a deadline for a little contest I'm having, is write a review of me. So Stampin' Up! Has allowed us demos on our demo website a function for writing reviews, and I would love to have a review of me on there. I already have a few to start, which is great. Thank you so much for those who have. And I decided to open it up for now to the end of October. Anybody who writes a review, you're entered to a draw for a prize from me, because that's my thank you for writing something great about me. Thank you. And as well, in October, we're coming to Halloween. I have in the works, and this is again another this weekend project. I have a really busy weekend ahead. Is, if you remember a while back, I had a Color the Kitty coloring sheet. I will have a Halloween coloring sheet. What it looks like, I haven't a clue. And this time, it's hand drawn by me. And I gotta work on it this weekend. I've got the images. I've done a bunch of them so far. I will be putting together a coloring sheet custom done by me to be handed out for free, because this is an experiment I want to work on. I want to see, can I pull off making my own coloring sheets, and if it works, if people like it, I hope it works. So stay tuned for that. I should have an update on that next week or something. And to just remind, I am available for October and ongoing. If there's any party hosting or even unparty hosting, if you're interested in having a Stampin' Up! Event, I would love to have a chat with you. And as always, every Thursday, I'm here on the Facebook group Playing with Papers and Colors -SU. Eventually, I'm going to change the name of that. I just haven't fully figured out my plan yet, but I'm intending to maybe just call it Color the Kitty. And then the video from here is a replay over on my YouTube channel, Color the Kitty. And then also there's a second video each Thursday, because this is part 1. Part 1 is always the Stampin' Up! Portion. Part 2, which will be later, is the Color the Kitty version. And I usually randomly pick a project to make some progress on. Although tonight, I think I'm just going to do some colored pencils, because it's been that kind of a week. Especially with my dog is still staring at me right now. Like, Mommy, we gotta go for a walk. Yes, I know, boo-boo. We'll go soon. Alright. Paper Pumpkin promo here. The Ho 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 kit. Just watching him run around. I have a little gate up to keep him from bouncing into the room, and I'm hoping he doesn't just jump in and take out the room. Alright, so send a happy Ho 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 to loved ones this year. Here's the little teaser for the Paper Pumpkin kit. Hey Debbie, thanks for watching. And there's not a lot to be seen here, but here's what I can tell you about the new kit next month. It's in the Christmas themed box, as you can see. That should be the box concept that they're aiming for. There is a stamp that's got a nice Santa face, and I really hope that stamp is going to be a part of it, because I have ideas for that stamp. Hi puppy! He's staring at me. And it'll be a really good kit, I hope. I hope it is. Usually they are. Stampin' Up! Does some really nice Christmas cards every year. Alright, so the deadline for that is October 10th. If you're in Canada, there's a subscribe link I have to sign up. The cost is, I gotta remember for a sec, $32.50 plus tax. It includes shipping, which is an added bonus. And a great thing about these kits, I get them every month, is it comes with, on average, we'll say 9 cards usually, on average. With all the materials in it, the papers, the cardstock, the decorative stuff, the tags, everything is pre-die cut. You just got to punch it out of the sheet really easily. And it comes with reusable stamps. Like, I keep all my stamps. I have them for the last 2+ years sitting around the house. Or is it 3 years now? I don't know. I got several stamps all around the house. I love them. I do go back and use them once in a while, especially with this time of year for Christmas. The stamps are reusable. Then the ink, they're small little ink stamping spots, but they're great for a long time if you kind of carry them in that. And you can actually get refill ink bottles to put back into the ink, which is more effective for the bigger pads, but they're great. So that's the advantage of these kits is... Oh, and they come with envelopes too when they're cards. All the materials to make the projects and everything, plus you get materials left over, the stamp and the ink. I think it's a great deal. Okay, so hosting. I had a thought earlier this week what I wanted to say about hosting. Of course, now I can't remember what it is. Oh my, it's been a crazy week here. Okay, so hosting. I think it's just fun to host a party of some sort, whether it's virtually or in person, with a group of friends and do some crafting. There's more fun crafting with someone versus crafting on your own. And in person is, of course, so much better. And actually, that's a main focal point from our Stampin' Up team on the demonstrator side, is they do a lot more push towards group crafting. I think it's a great idea. And the advantage of having a host party, whether it's pre-order a bunch of sound... Blah, blah, blah. Here's what happened, Debbie. I'm mid-sentence, and I looked at the screen, and I saw your comment, and I just started reading it as I'm speaking. This is going to be an interesting night, because I'm already into some medications already. Alright, where was I on this? Okay, the advantage of hosting is, even if it's a pre-done class based on materials that I have, or materials I can order, and the advantage is whether it's a bundles that we decide that we get towards the party or something else, or even a certain theme of papers or cardstock or designer scrapbooking paper. Like, there's so many different ways of going about this. I had a conversation with someone this week. She's talking of sometimes she'll be getting married, and I'm like, hey, do you want to have like a Stampin' Up bridal party or something? There's so many different ideas that we can do as a Stampin' Up party. Alright, I'll move away from this because I can keep talking and stumbling over my words. Joining, I do want to put a little more focus on this tonight for 2 reasons. Because this join promo I'm mentioning right now, next week will be a totally different promo. So 2 things. If you really want to join, you could join now, or if you wait a week, there's even better promotion. I'll say that much. And I like the idea of kit snapping, which is what I got shown here, is I'm not asking you to make a business or, join this for sell. It's like, no, it's a great deal. Even this deal mentioned here is the kit is $135 in the price, which, yes, that is the same price next week, but we'll get to that next week. But the budget in this week currently is $165 worth of products. So essentially it's a customized starter kit. Here's the budget. You spend $135. The shopping cart says you got $165 worth of spending. You go on the Stampin' Up website, click a whole bunch of items that you want to grab, and that's your join kit. That's the starter kit. And I think it's really neat. Like, for me, I'd have to go back in my records and see what I grabbed. I think I grabbed some cardstock, some stamps. I grabbed some designer series paper. And I grabbed a bunch of items from the clearance aisle because I just was really in that mode. Like everybody's starter kit is all gonna look differently. There is, I would say, no 2 kits exactly the same. Anyway, and the advantage of being part of the team is why I'm being more emphasis on joining this month and next month is our team has a challenge to try to get people just enjoy the other side of stamping, access to other events that the public doesn't get to see. Like, say, for example, the Saturday being World Card Making Day. I have more details than the public does, especially with a promotion for that coming up next week, which is going to be really cool. And it's just a fun community. And on the team side, there's all these challenges. So our team is really, really good. She's got challenges to help us grow even as a crafter or as a business. Like, some of the challenges I'll name is hosting the Facebook group every couple of weeks. Like, every couple of weeks there's a new host. Like, they rotate on who gets to do it, kind of thing. It's all voluntary, really. And it's a great way of learning how to do Facebook group postings in hosting a group for a week or two in a closed environment with really positive feedback. So there's people on who they've never done this before and they wanted to try it. It's a safe place to try new things. There's access to events. The team is almost always doing demonstrations all the time, just team to team kind of thing. And there's rewards to be earned by participating more in the group, and that's where I'm after this. So one of the challenges is everyone's got to recruit at least somebody this month, next month, hopefully. And I like to get that because for me, if I attend the meetings, I participate in the events, I help out where I can, and I do these challenges. There's a voucher system that at the end of the year, if I get at least 5 vouchers, I get a $100 shopping spree with the leader. And I'm like, hey, I want that. I need one more voucher, and this is my ticket to get there. And I hope I can get there. So that's kind of my incentive here about joining. Alright. Well, that went 15, 16 minutes of talking. Alright, let's get crafting. So, here's the spooky treats. This will be the 3rd run at it, and then I'll have to see what I'm doing next week. I need to do a quick prep here because my grid paper on this disappeared because it got wet the other day, and I'm like, I'll just throw it out because it's getting all mangled looking. And why is my watch chiming me? Apparently someone else is doing a live video in their group. Good for them. And of course I had this on the desk from Kendo last night, where our sensei likes to make these bookmarks all the time, so he gave us this one. I guess this was supposed to be the Raptor. I don't really know. He explained it, and I was really tired. But this is really cool. But he makes a whole whack of these. They're awesome. Okay, first things first. I need to cut some paper. Then we'll get going here. Because yeah, I'm an hour later tonight because I was having a really crappy week. I made a post earlier today kind of vaguely mentioning why today's confuffle. And if anybody wants to know more about it, I'm willing to talk about it. It's just not right now because let's not make today that focus. So I've got my paper cutter trimmer thingy here. I'm just going to open up the side bands so I can have a little more length because I need 7 inches. And I'll try to do this actually on camera once I move my computer mouse. So I've had this grid paper. Here's a fresh sheet, by the way, for the table. But this one, as it's getting very weathered and colored and stained, and it's been busy. I've dropped things on it. I've stamped things. I've dabbed paint markers on here. And I've got edges of stampings and whatever. So I'm still using this tonight, just to kind of shape it down too, because I need a piece for that Stamparatus. I love this. I love the Stamparatus. I'm just trying to pick a side here. So 7 inches, approximately. More or less. Lock this in. Blade. There we go. Now I've got a piece of more scrap I can use. And again, 7 inches. I think it's 7. I'll laugh if it isn't when I pull out the Stamparatus and be like, yeah, that's not the right fit. Alright, so there. I've got a piece I can use for the Stamparatus just to kind of keep it clean. They do have the grid paper for the Stamparatus. I just haven't gotten around to investing in it, and I might just use this. I just kind of like making my own paper. It's kind of me, isn't it? And it was actually funny. My partner and I had a huge debate about the grid paper. It's hilarious. And by the way, Debbie, I really appreciate your compliment tonight. I kind of skimmed through it and jumped around it and then got really distracted because I'm already having quite a night. But thank you so much. I'm really glad to hear that it's being noticed that I'm studying more professional and just getting better at this. And also the mic, I think, on this helps. But I think I have this a little too high. I'll have to check it out on the replay and see where I'm at. Alright, so I got the stamper out of this, kind of partially ready. I'm going to open it up. I always like to keep the instructions with it because I just think it's a nice visual on what is this. Alright, put these off to the side because I don't really need them too much tonight. I've got a nice sheet of grid paper to just kind of use and not make too much of a mess. I'm just going to stick my magnets right in it. We're set and ready to use it. So then, let's get to the paper pumpkin kit. These are the previous ones we've done, which are really cute. Like, this, I think this one's my favorite. I mean, I love purple, but this is like really, really cute. I love the black and the orange thing happening here. Alright, let's get to it. So we're making the third one. And of course, in this kit, if you forget what's in there, there's a little ink spot. There's dimensionals. We got tear and tape, which I actually haven't used because I'm actually saving it for something else. Oh, we got more one tear and tape. Must move for another box then. So we're going to make the third one tonight. The Spidey. Spidey. We got our stamps, which I love. I love using these stamps. I got to do something creative with this next week. Not sure what my plan is yet, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. Alright, that's the one I want. Alright, so this is what we need. We need a whole bunch of stuffs. So according to this, we need the card base. I know it's off camera, but that's okay. We got more dimensionals. We got glue dots. Apparently got more than one set of dimensionals, apparently. Okay, so I need a Spidey from there. I don't think I need those. I need some stuff from here, apparently. I got one of these that we already mucked around with one day. And I need one more piece. I think. Maybe. Yeah, it's here somewhere. I'm getting there. Come on, kitty cat. Find the piece. Welcome to Chaotic Crafting with Kitty here. Okay, there's a white card base in here somewhere with a spider's web. There we go. So, not the usual sort of paper pumpkin kit. Of course, this is a little more crafting as treat boxes, but still cute. So I'll just knock that aside and make a mess. Alright, so we're making this one. So it shows me all the pieces that I need. And I'm just going to flip here to the instructions and just make this card. Alright, so let's see if I can do it right this time. If you remember, my first time doing this was absolutely horrible. I totally sucked at it. No, someone else is on Facebook. Alright. Downside is I keep getting Facebook alerts like over and over. Yes, Debbie, I see you're scrolling on my stuff. But thank you. Alright, I'm going to use some adhesive here because that's just my preference. Let me grab my stamp and seal, which I like. So I'm just going to use some on that. It just helps kind of put this together a little better, in my opinion. But that's just me. Oh, apparently I'm making a real mess here. Oh my. Okay, I get more alerts here. Because I have some of the Facebook notification turns off from my phone, which is a blessing so I can get some sleep at night. But sometimes some stuff comes through. Alright. Oh, apparently I'm... Okay, I'm having a failure of putting this together tonight. Come on, kitty. Okay, we're getting there. I just find some adhesive helps, but that's just me. Some is better than none. Sure. Okay, there's our box. We're getting there. Alright, next the instructions to do some stamping. Oh, there's only like one stamp we gotta do. Aww. Alright. Well, let's do that. Where is this stuff? Okay, there's our box made relatively almost perfect. Let's put that off to the side. I gotta do a Happy Halloween stamp on the purple. Purple. I'm gonna keep it in here. It makes it a little easier to work with. Alright. So then what I'm just going to do is I'm going to open this up. And kind of, sort of. Actually, as I figure out myself, I'm going to stamp on here is my going plan. But this might be a bit disastrous, but we'll give it a shoot. Okay. And then where's my stamp? Happy Halloween. There's Happy Halloween. Are you ready for Halloween yet? I am so not. Actually, Halloween for me, I loved it as a kid. And then, I don't know, when I became an adult, it's like it's not the same anymore. It's like that loss of childhood innocence kind of happened. That's how I kind of call it. Alright, so this is the downside with trying to do this on this. Because I want to be able to stamp perfectly. Which is not going very well. I'm going to bring this a little closer to me so I can really see. What the heck am I doing? Because I know I don't have to use the Stamparatus for this, but I really, really want to. Alright, so then I'm just going to get that, slide this back a bit. Make sure that's stuck on there good, I hope. Lift up carefully so I don't accidentally pull the die cut from the sheet here. Because I prefer stamping the die cuts with it still on the sheet. Alright, and I'm just going to rub this with my fingers to season it a bit. And then grab my ink, which you can't see on camera right now apparently. Let me make that possible. Move some of this over. There we go. So you can see the stamp over here, which is on this big block. And then I'm just going to grab my ink this month. Orchid Oasis. So orchid's like a purple kind of thing. I don't know. But I find orchid, depending on what brand you're looking at, what you're working with, can be very different colors. So generally, I don't see this as an orchid personally. But it is a nice color. So then I got the ink on there, and I'm just going to bring it over, stamp, give it some good pressure. Because the advantage of this is it's supposed to be good. I'm going to carefully lift up, check my stamping. And I want to add a little more ink on there. I feel like we almost got it, and that's why I really want to use the Stamparatus, because I find when they're more deeply inked, it's more vibrant. I'll show you an example of that in just a moment. Let me hopefully line this up. Hopefully that didn't move. And lift up, and that looks significantly better. Because the example is, this was done with the Stamparatus. Look how awesome that looks. These are done. This one turned out a lot darker than that. This was done with the Stamparatus. That looks awesome. And then, I feel like it needs more, but it doesn't. It actually looks really good. Okay, that's the stamping part, ironically. So now I have a sponge that is well loved. And I'm just going to use that to clean that stamp. This is dampened ahead of time, and it's not really soaking wet. It's just nicely moist, which is great for cleaning. Okay, so then I think that's all the stamping we're doing, which I am very disappointed. I want more stamping. We'll do more stamping next week. I promise you that. I like to do a stamping only card next week. Those are my favorite ones. Alright, so I'm just going to put the stamp back in the little stamp set. And then let's see how this went. This went okay. It went a little skewy, but I think that's alright. It's got like a little quirk to it. So then I'm just going to close the Stamparatus up and put it nicely away. This second plate is used for if you got multiple stamps in the same project. That way you can get one side and then the other side. So it's advantage of that. Someday we will get to that, just not quite yet. I haven't not needed that yet. And I just realized we're seeing my little pin on screen there. That's why I generally put on YouTube, this is not for kids. Just in case I say a phrase that should not be said openly. That does happen. Alright, I'm just going to put the Stamparatus. Stampy. Alright, we're at the half-hour mark, so let's get going here. Okay, instructions, where are you? Okay, we did step 1. Well, that was still step one. Wait. Well, this is weird. They didn't really number this very well. Okay, so I did step one. I did step two. We gotta do step three. We're missing numbers, apparently. Oh, I'm itchy. Sorry, I'm all distracted. Okay, next is I gotta do this thing. Alright. So it wants an orange piece from here. Come on, die cuts. Be a friend. Alright, we'll need that in the short. And we got this happening. It wants me to put this orange piece more or less like there. Okay, kind of. Now let's get some glue. It recommends glue dots for that, which I know are not everybody's friend. Glue dots are a little hard to use, which are these. The trick to glue dots is grab a pokey stick or needle or some tool. Stampin' Up does have a really cool one. This is just a knockoff from another land of products, but they do have some good ones. I gotta get my hands on one of them eventually. Da. Come on. Just pulling the white caps off these glue dots. There we go. And I'm just going to pick, well, once I get my nails to work. Oh my. Pick those up. Grab this. Stick it on. We're good to go. Alright, so the next, it wants me to add some stuff. So step 4 we're on here. It wants me to add a Spidey. Spidey! I don't like spiders, I'll be honest. I really don't like spiders. And I got some ghosts popping out here. There's a Spidey. Nice little die cut. It wants this here, which is cute. So it's asking for a little mini dimensional on Mr. Spidey, which we will do. Only asked for one, apparently. Go figure. Pull off the white cap on that little dimensionals. And then kind of sort of there. And hope, and I'm going to accidentally glue it to the sheet under me, which did not line up very well. Let me line it up better, because otherwise this is going to be a hot mess. There we go. There's our little Spidey friend. It's mostly on there. Hey Dan, thanks for watching. Yay! Alright. Then next is the Happy Halloween tag, which again, it wants me to use dimensionals, which are fun. A little easier to work with than the glue dots, for the most part. Come on. There's Happy's Halloween, which is a little crooked. I don't know how that happened, but it happens. So let's flip that over. Grab some dimensionals. It suggests 3 apparently, because even on the pictures, it's hard to see for you right now, but it even shows on here positioning of the adhesives, which is really useful. That's what's great about these kits these days. Okay, so we got that. I'll just throw that back in the box. Make sure these are on nicely, and then pull off the white caps. White caps, come on, you. And then make sure it's right side up, which is actually important. It's happened. I've done a card and be like, oh wait, that's not right side up. So I'll just kind of glue that on. There we go. We got that. And I want some stars. It's got, I think, 1 big star and 2 little stars. I don't know. Something like that. So we got some star friends here. And then having a pokey stick. Whoops. Oh no, I dropped the lid to my pokey stick. Where'd you go? I want to find it before I break it or lose it, because I like it. And it's right under my chair. Ah! And I felt the tugs. I got my my mic hooked to the table, apparently. Alright. So let's get some stars. Here's a star. There's a little adhesives on here. It's just they're a little finicky to work with. So I'm just going to grab one and put it there. They want 2 little guys. It's suggesting 3, but really you can put as many as you want. I'm just kind of going with the original plans. Another Starsy. Yeah, that works. Cute, eh? Alright, and then I gotta put all this together, which is an adventure in itself. So I'm gonna grab these stars, put these away before I accidentally ruin them, which could happen. I'm gonna put the adhesives away. So the next step is suggesting is to use the tear and tape, but I'm not using it today because I really want to keep my tear and tape. I'm gonna grab my other adhesive and then prep this step. There's my box. So I gotta make all these folds because it's all scored, which is really nice, which is useful. So make the folds nicely because they're already there. It's just this sheet feels a little flimsy because the little spidey web happening. And then I'm going to use the box as a guide. Put it over the box. Oh, that looks really cool actually. And then work with it. Make sure I'm so far good. So that's what I'm going with. So I gotta seal that down. So first I gotta pull it back out, which I could have put the adhesive on in the first place, but I'm like, I'll get to it. Just flip it over that way so I don't accidentally ruin what I got going on. Come on, adhesive. Alright. This is the, my equivalent to tear and tape. I like the tape runner. So let's rebuild this here carefully. And then before I seal it, like as in before I seal it, not seal it and then say that. It's kind of there. Put some pressure in. There's our third really neat peekaboo treat box with a window. Versus these other two don't have it. So someone could do like a treat box and then have a game with them, but they're all different colors because I'm just playing around right now. But there is the official collection for this year's Spooky Treats Happy Halloween Paper Pumpkin Kit. And it's cute. And then, I don't have them all here, but they're on display at my parents' house. It's last year's treat boxes and the previous year's treat boxes, which are nice. But yeah, there we go. So now I got a little collection of boxes that I could use. I can make stuff with them. I can gift them to somebody, which I like these too much. My favorite so far has to be this one. Just the colors. It's got like the black box. It's got this really nice pattern paper. That's my favorite one. And to tease something else here, once I find it. Where did I put it? I'm hyper tonight. It's here somewhere. I say that and I don't even know where it is. Oh, there it is. Okay, I have an envelope here. Oops, I just knocked the box off the table. I have an envelope here with my name on it. I haven't opened it yet. So, for example, my sponsor, so my upline in the Stampin' Up world, her name is Teresa. She's from Inkspiration Cards. She does a monthly paper pumpkin class, which I participate in. So essentially, take materials from this kit, mix it up with whatever specialties in here, and she has a class with it. So I didn't even open this. I don't even know what's in here. And usually she'll have instructions on what to do from materials from the kit if I need to cut up some cardstock or do something. So I'm really hoping she uses this paper because I love this paper. And a lot of demos have their own variations of classes like this. I have yet to come up with something myself because I find it takes me a long time to dream up ideas, but it's something I might look into later on do this kind of concept of a class based on this. So she's got some really great creations here and there. Alright, well, this has been a lengthier session than I intended, and my little puppy is looking like, Mommy, I'm melting. He's laying beside me. He looks so adorable, but he's like, Mommy, let's go. So I'll go very shortly soon with him because I'm going to bang off one more video and then I'm really going to go. But yeah, but just to kind of show this kit. So here's something that someone did, is inspirations based on the kit. Like here's something done up, and that's done up, and that's done up. So there's so many ways of taking these materials and just going above and beyond to make something else. So yeah, I find the treat boxes are generally a hard sell because these are what they are. What comes in this kit this time is enough to make 18 total of these. So even though they're little, there's 18 boxes in that box. I know, I'm just gonna keep playing with them. Whee! Alright, well, this time I'm gonna get going and end this video, and I hope you enjoyed. I'll be back next week doing something with this kit. I usually just wing it the night of because I'm kind of that method for thinking. Sometimes I have something planned ahead. Anyways, well, everyone, bye for now. We'll see you next time. And have fun. And now that we're almost into the month of October of Happy Halloween time, which is really the end of the month of October, enjoy. Alright, bye for now.